Yep, I'm that kind of white lady that wears the Black Lives Matter shirt when I have a famous black pundit on. It's too on the nose. Elie Mystal will join us later. He wrote a fantastic piece in The Nation on the Derek Chauvin trial, among other things. Oh, and then Breitbart wrote a hit piece on him, and he used the picture of us from Politicon, but they cut me out of the picture. Yeah. Oh, I can't hear Travis. I can't hear Travis. Hello?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Oh, now I can. Yes, hello.
Okay. Yes, he was very upset with that photo getting cut off on Sunday. He had a little bug in his boob.
You know why they used that picture? To make him look crazy, because he was wearing a costume. Because we were playing right wingers, and so we wore this crazy like patriotic tank top. That's why they used that picture, to make him look like a crazy liberal. Yeah,
I could tell. I was sitting next to him. Picture what was going on.
Yeah, he was. We were members of the panel that switches. We play right wingers, and they have right wingers play left wingers. So he was wearing a crazy like MAGA kind of shirt. Okay. Anyway, all right.
It was Politicon cosplay.
He wrote a great piece, and he's right about all of it. Okay, we will talk to Ellie in just a bit. Okay, and it's Jody Hamilton Day, so what could possibly go wrong? And Charlie.
It'll get weird.
Charlie Pierce Day.
It'll be even weirder when he gets here.
Yeah, this was shocking news to me. Shocking news to me that Trump administration apparently lied and messed with the CDC statistics. This came as a great shock to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not. Okay, so we sort of knew this, right? That they messed with the CDC and they politicized stuff and they didn't let the scientists speak and they had PR people working on it to try and, twist the statistics and blah, blah, blah. Right? And but this has, I was thinking even the stuff in here, Travis, it has real world effect because it had an effect on me. Because remember, Chris and I were saying we're at Kaiser, and a lot of people, including big health chains like Kaiser, go by CDC guidelines. And that was their thing to only, because remember Trump's like, the testing, if we didn't test, we wouldn't have so many cases, got to get this testing down. This is why, right? The only way you could get tested, I know for me, at Kaiser was if you had symptoms. But that's
right.
But this is, and in Kaiser's, I gave them props the other day. They did reimburse me for all the testing I had to pay for, but I couldn't use travel for family emergency, that I'm an essential employee, that I'd been exposed like we were. Remember when Chris first got it? I couldn't use that as a reason to get tested. And that's what I mean. It's like you realize it has real world effects on people, that they were having they were disregarding the scientists. And you can't help but think how many people would be alive had they had any of this in place, testing, tracing, okay. It's just.
I think I told you this. This is the conversation I had with my doctor when all this was happening. He literally said to me, he's like, those CDC guidelines are designed to be the bare minimum to get people back to work as quick as possible.
Right.
That is exactly what the CDC guidlines were written for, to get people back to work.
Right. Because that was the other thing, is I needed to test after travel before I could be back at work with you guys. They wouldn't use that as a reason that, I could get tested. So it's just, Federal health officials have identified several controversial pandemic recommendations. This is why I didn't trust anything during Trump administration. I mean, we have to restore the CDC as the gold standard that it's always been around the world. Released during Trump's administration, they say were not primarily authored by staff and don't reflect the best scientific evidence based on a review ordered by its new director. The review identified 3 documents that had already been removed from the agency's website. One delivered a strong argument for school reopenings and downplayed health risks. Another discouraged the testing of people without COVID symptoms, even if they had contact with infected individuals. Thank you. It just infuriates me, right? And now, this whole argument about, they may change it to be 3 feet at schools instead of 6 feet apart, right? That would help in terms of the reopening. But the big thing, the big thing in every study is masks. Masks. If everybody wears masks, right? You can, right? They did studies that schools that masked had a much lower incidence than even the communities surrounding them. What is so hard about masks, for God's sakes? Just do it. Somebody did a piece last night in all these other countries around the world, particularly Asian countries. They just shut it down. They've shut it down. They've eradicated COVID, basically.
No, I saw that one.
Yeah.
I believe it was Chris Hayes that had that on where he was talking about it. He said some of these nations didn't even have deaths because they locked down so fast and got those masks
But they all complied. I was telling you, my best friend lives in Australia. They all complied. They had one case, shut down. Everybody stays home. Everybody wears a mask. Boom, they're done now. You know, like they've been done for a while. I mean, it is hard to look around the world at, you know, these countries open mask parties, everything's back to normal, and we're just like, oh my God, Republicans they're gonna kill us with this. Why we're gonna have a fourth surge like they did in Italy or wherever, right? Because oh my God, it's like the science is so clear where we are now, and it's so like endlessly infuriating, right? And Dr. Fauci's like asking Trump, please tell people to get vaccinated. He's useless. He won't, because it doesn't benefit him, right? And it's like half of Republican men will not get vaccinated. And then we have all the mask holes that won't wear masks. We have, you know, all these states reopening. You're like, oh my God, this is going to go on forever, right?
I don't know if you heard it yesterday. During the day, Claire McCaskill was on with Nicole Wallace, and she said she thinks the reason that Trump isn't saying more about this is because he's afraid of exposing himself as not having the power in the Republican Party that he thinks he does. That if he comes out and says, wear a mask, do these things, get tested, get the vaccine, that people won't listen to him, and then the Republicans will realize he is just, you know, the man behind the curtain.
Well, he already is. What was that story yesterday, Travis? Is it in Politico? I mean, it is so amazing to those of us that have seen who Donald Trump is all his life, that people are, this one, Trump insiders admit his post-presidency is a disorganized mess. So's his whole life and his whole presidency. Like, this was hard to, but this is the thing. When are the vast majority of the MAGA crowd going to go, this guy's a con man, he's a grifter, I shouldn't send my new COVID relief check to him and not the Republican Party? Like, he's just a paper tiger, but it's the whole thing about how he was going to be this kingmaker, and he's nothing. He's a sad, weak, pathetic, scared little criminal that's waiting to get indicted in at least 2 different states right now, right? Like, it's anyway. They said he's
lying about dog charities.
Trump's oh God, don't even get me started. Who let the dogs out? Who?
Trump did, apparently.
I'll get to that in a minute. He stole from dogs. Like a dog. He stole from dogs like a dog. After we fired him like a dog in the last election, I bet you he's sweating like a dog now over Georgia and SDNY. Like a dog. Yeah, what was our first clue that he doesn't like dogs? Because he uses it as an insult in every...
Yes.
Okay. Hang on, I'm still on the... Okay. Trump's grand ambitions for his post-presidency are floundering during his exile to Mar-a-Lago. Aides close to the president, former White House officials, now saying his post-presidency is directionless and that his bare-bones staff is trying to keep him relevant. Oh, my God. This is so sad. Though he was supposed to build a massive political apparatus to keep his MAGA movement afloat, it's unclear to Republicans and what his PAC is actually doing beyond entangling itself in disputes with Republican icons and the party's fundraising arms. There's no apparatus, no structure, and part of it is due to a lack of political understanding on Trump's behalf. It's like a political phantom limbs. He doesn't have the same political infrastructure he did 3 months ago as president. Yes, he is a sad, ineffectual little con man that's sad. Thank you, Sean. Yes. That lucked his way into the presidency with Russia's help. Oh my God. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. He's a paper tiger. He's nothing. Oh God. I just can't when people are scared of him. I'm like, look at him now with no makeup, all dumpy, and people are like, look at what great shape Trump's getting in. I'm like,
oh my God.
Isn't it like the before and after of Alex Jones and those weight loss things? You're like, he looks exactly the same. He's just a different color.
Yeah. He is turning into Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He's just hiding out down there with his precious.
Okay. But anyway, he won't tell people to get vaccinated because he is completely useless. He's okay. And then what's the other story? Just in case you weren't mad enough. I just want everyone to start the day as... I'm like Old Yeller already this morning. Oh, and he stole from dogs. Okay. Oh my my God. It's just of all the, like, story, right? It's just, of course, you don't believe anything he says.
No.
But if there's one thing you remember is him talking, right, negatively about dogs, using it as a, not even in ways that make sense, right, Sean? Dogs don't sweat. Dogs don't get fired. Dogs don't, I don't know. Dogs don't choke, as far as I know, like, meaning under pressure.
Yeah.
He choked like a dog.
He choked like a dog. But anyway, even that. Oh, I care very much about dogs. I had many, many meetings about dogs. Many, many. Who let the dogs out? I don't.
Who let the dogs out?
Only I know, because I care so much about dogs. I love dogs. Oh my God, it was just another grift, right?
Yeah.
I can't even find this story. Oh, Jamie just showed up for this story. Yes, Jamie. Big dogs. It was a big dog rescue, and he ripped it off. What do you think of that? Jamie came from a big dog rescue. Jamie's up here like this. That mother.
Mean man.
Yeah. I gave my friend has a new puppy. I gave her, I actually re-gifted her because she gave me a Donald Trump dog toy over Christmas, but my dogs are too old and disinterested in toys. So then I just re-gifted it to her again when she got a puppy. But that dog destroyed the Donald Trump thing, and the dogs know. Destroyed it in like, I don't know, like a couple hours. I was like, good girl.
Good boy.
Good girl.
Oh, good girl.
That's a good girl. Mm-hmm. Good girl. Wait, I can't find this damn story. What is it? What's the name of the... There's two. Why do I still have such a big Trump stack and he's gone? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. I got it. Yes, Lara Trump and his awful family again. And now Jared won't shut his yap and is writing op-eds giving Biden advice. Shut up, Jared, you pollywog looking little mother. All belong in prison.
Had their way with them last night over that.
Okay, the Trump family were lambasted this weekend amid reports he and Lara have taken $2 million from an annual rescue charity, donations that were made presumably to rescue dogs, Jamie. That's what it was supposed to be for. Okay. At an event for the charity this weekend hosted in Mar-a-Lago, Trump told donors to the Big Dog Rescue Ranch that he's a big supporter of helping dogs. Oh, my God. Where is my... Hang on a second. I don't know where my lying sack of crap... Just find me some liar. There it is.
Lying sack of crap. You're a lying sack of crap. You're a lying, scheming, stinking, nasty sack of liquid crap.
The grift goes on and on and on, right? He said, we had many meetings at the White House and the Oval Office having to do with saving and helping dogs, and that's what we wanted to do. Okay, there are records requests. That's a complete lie. There were no meetings. Unless there were meetings that he was using the word dog in a disparaging manner. Okay. Mm-hmm. And tremendous progress has been made. We've had many meetings actually on it, and things I never would even think is possible in terms of some of the cruelty and the horrible things that can happen. And we've turned them around and made them great things. What?
It's just words.
Oh, you've ended animal cruelty. Oh, okay. By pocketing $2 million from the money that's supposed to go to rescuing dogs. Okay, now you're in my heart and soul. Now you're in my children. This is...
It got personal.
Yes, they searched, a couple organizations searched the archives of the Trump White House, found many references to dogs, few of them positive, none involving meetings about helping save dogs. Okay, so, you know what he lies like? He lies like a dog. Lies like a dog before we fired him like a dog. And then he choked like a dog in the election, and then we fired him like a dog. I'm sorry. Okay. Do we have one of our, what do we have? Donald's family? Something? They're all back. Lara is helping steal from dogs for her father-in-law. And Jared, why does anyone need to hear from Jared? All of them. Awful. Just awful. Oh, Hunger Games, trying to get the vaccine before everybody else, before they left. How about that story?
They're creepy and they're kooky.
Ugh.
His face is orange kabuki. They've acted kind of crooky, the Donalds family. Their house a destination, a viral infestation. Avoid that whole location, the Donalds family.
I want to be nasty. Do you mind?
Tweet.
And this is their new hoax.
Deceit.
Who gives a about Christmas stuff?
Petite.
So send him and his clansmen all to his Becca standsmen. You know that we can't stand him, the Donalds family.
All right, thank you. You know, I do think it's weird that Jamie showed up just for that story. Look, she's still very concerned about the Big Dog Ranch story. If you're watching on Free Speech TV, that's got to be worth another donation for the end of
Totally. We're in
Fun
the
Drive
fun
week,
time,
isn't
guys.
it? I mean, it's like a Disney film. She just showed up to tell us more about that story, Mama.
And there she goes.
No, see, done with the
She's
dog
done.
story. Done with the dog story. She's gone. Okay, 21 minutes.
By the
out.
way,
It could be Biscuit related, but I also think she
true.
enjoyed the content. Yes, Travis?
I was going to say, how is Laura Trump going to run in North Carolina now after she's stolen $2 million from dogs?
It's Lara. That was my impression of her. I don't know if she talks like that, but just go ahead to call her Laura again.
Laura.
Lara.
I love it when Laura and Annie Ryan get together.
Get those puppies.
Can you use that one again?
Those puppies. Get those puppies. I just made that voice up. Okay. All right. Well, we've grabbed more of the dog demo. I think we're missing. We had been grabbing that pussy demo, but now that Chris isn't here with his cat this week, our cat demo's probably dropped off the face of the earth.